Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 6 on DraftKings. Let's talk about Reignmakers and the top projected players for the weekend, the most powerful cards that you're going to find in Reignmakers for week 6. We've got to talk about the captains, the superstars, the players that I think are going to carry your lineups, and then beyond them, we're going to talk about the most powerful non-superstar cards. I got 5 of those for you as well. We're going to go over to Lucky Trader and we're going to build a bunch of lineups using their lineup builder. You can become a member over there for a discounted price. Go to smizzle.tv/LT if you wanted to go check that out. Also, I hope that you are playing your 2022 cards in the 2022 contest. They just introduced paid games. I don't know if I'm going to play those. I like the free ones. It's just easy to play all of my lineups from 2022 in the free games and just make free money every week and use that as this kind of kickstand, I guess, this prop, this pedestal that I start every week with some sort of potential winnings because I'm playing free games with cards that I don't have to upkeep year over year. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell. Let's go.
He's a legend.
The Week 6 Smiz Gang Listener League is about a third full so far. You cannot find this game in the lobby. It is the best game on DraftKings. $10 to enter, 3 max, $45,000 in the prize pool, and 100% of that gets paid out. Zero rake tournament. You can't find it in the lobby on DraftKings. You got to go to smizzle.tv/links. You'll find the link to the Listener League as well as the Fantasy Football channel, my Instagram, TikTok, the Twitch streamer. You can find us live 4 or 5 days a week. Go over there and check out everything on the link tree. Click all the things and make sure that you get your entries in the Listener League today because it's filled early the last 3 weeks. The top superstar at quarterback this week is Jalen Hurts. Not really hard to decipher on this main slate. He does have a low total, but the rushing yards always buoy him. The tush push, the brotherly shove, however you want to call it, has resulted in big time fantasy days and 2 completely indefensible wide receivers on the outside, a tight end who is well above average at catching passes, great running back play from DeAndre Swift, and they just don't let him touch it once they get inside the 3-yard line. It's all Jalen Hurts from there. His prices at the core tier are very cheap. So if you're a brand new toe dipper into Reignmakers, it's very easy to get a hold of his card and test it out if you wanted to use him as your quarterback at core. I tend to stack and double stack if possible, especially for a superstar stack. I build my lineups around a superstar quarterback or superstar pass catchers and drag their quarterback along with them. I don't just build one-off lineups. It is extremely valuable in DraftKings Reignmakers to build just the best lineup you can. So we highlight on this video, you can probably do that for less than $70 at core on a week in, week out basis. But mind you, as the season goes along, those core prize pools are going to dry up and start getting smaller and smaller and smaller past like week 8, I think is where that cutoff is. So if you want to toe dip and get in there, you can still play around. Just realize the prize pools are going to shrink as the season goes along. His prices get really high as you move up because as a superstar, you can only play one in that lineup. You cannot pull them up a tier. So the higher you move in tiers, the more valuable they become because there's only 8 superstar Jalen Hurts Reignmaker tier cards, 50 at the Legendary, and I think what, 250 total at elite. So the higher you go, the more powerful and valuable these cards become, and the play action set typically carries a higher price. You can't see it, it's behind me, than the rush set with this red behind them because play action has more franchise score and other gated tournaments for play action only tournaments for those cards. Christian McCaffrey, the king, he's the top running back again this week. Scores a touchdown every game that he suits up for San Francisco. I have no idea when that's going to stop. Maybe it'll be this week, maybe it won't. I really have no idea. What I do know is that his cards are quite expensive, force you to wrap a non-superstar stack around them, which is possible, but it's less powerful from my perspective. Tyreek Hill and his pass catcher, Justin Jefferson pre-injury, and his quarterback. Same thing goes for like Jamar Chase pulling along Burrow. 2 spots that blow up is better than 1 spot that blows up. However, there are some non-superstar stacks you could wrap around a Christian McCaffrey that do make a lot of sense and do have high ceilings, like let's say Justin Fields and DJ Moore. So there's definitely ways that you could go about building that stack if you chose to. You see the prices for the core and the rare as we come down a little bit if you wanted to see the prices on the elite and up. That's where Christian McCaffrey is this week. Tyreek Hill, the breaker of slates, continues to not wear socks, pays $100,000 to the league just so he can not wear any foot cotton on a week-in, week-out basis, and continues to post 30-point-plus days for the Miami Dolphins on every odd week this year. It is an even week. He still projects as the #1 superstar wide receiver. His price is a little bit higher, as you can see, $50, $54, $61. This doesn't make sense for the booster unless it's a really low serial, but like this is probably the best buy at rare. As you move up, obviously the international card, the one that I highlighted, will have gated tournaments when they go overseas to play in those games with a much higher first prize, like $100K to first, $250,000 prize pool. If you get those international packs, you can open them, sell these at a massive premium. As you can see, $89 is the min price there versus $61 for the rare tier. They are rare tier cards for those as well. If you wanted to join our portion of the Discord where we focus on Rainmakers, you can go get the Smiz Gang HQ coin at smizzle.tv/HQ. Do not go on OpenSea and search for it. The lowest price right now is 0.11 Ethereum. That's where I post all of my thoughts about Rainmakers, as well as our most hardcore Rainmakers members hang out in that part of the Discord. You need the key in order to get there. Use my link, smizzle.tv/HQ. 33% of all proceeds go to charity. The other 33%, or another 33% of the proceeds from all the Smiz Gang HQ key coins goes to pay the members as a Christmas bonus to all the members of our mods, our art team, editor, everything else. So if you wanted to give to good causes, this HQ key is a great way to do it. The non-superstars, Tua Tagovailoa grading very well, kind of pairs with that Tyreek Hill. This is kind of what I was saying about how powerful these superstar pass game stacks are. No passer and pass catcher can both carry a superstar tag along with them. So if Tyreek Hill is a superstar, Tua will not be. So if you have a Tyreek Hill Elite or a Tyreek Hill Legendary, you can play this Elite Tua up with it and get all of the benefits of having that stack if both of them go off. The highest projected non-superstar quarterback on the slate this week. These prices for the non-superstars, as you can see, are a little bit higher at the lower tiers than their superstar counterparts because of the ability to pull this card up. Like I said, if you had an elite Tyreek Hill, you can pull this rare Tua up to it. Same thing goes for the elite if you hold a legendary, or somebody who has the Rainmaker tier can pull this up with it. As you get higher, the superstar cards, higher meaning legendary or Rainmaker in tier, the superstar cards start carrying that premium because you're getting a guy like Jamar Chase or Tyreek Hill at an artificially low percentage in tournaments, usually 3% versus 8 to 10% for the other cards. So the superstars, the best players in football, you're getting at lower percentage owned in tournaments. So that's why they get higher as you move up. Raheem Mostert, the top graded, top projected running back this week, who is a non-superstar because Devon A-Chain is out. Mostert is not going to play 90+% of the snaps. There's going to be guys that come in there but if he gets 70% of the snaps, as high value as they are in that Miami offense, and as few heavy boxes as they run against, with a coach who is great at play calling and getting his playmakers into space, Mostert is in a situation where he's going to be massive chalk in daily fantasy because he's only 6,400. And if you have him, you're definitely excited to play him. I am not going to shy away from playing a quarterback, running back, wide receiver stack in the 5-man lineups that Rainmakers provides, because 120 plus points gives you a really, really good score in Rainmakers. And if those three players could have 75 to 100 points from that triple, Tyreek Hill, Tua, and Mostert, it's going to be a Miami week. So going after him is not going to scare me. And the prices on his cards have flown since A-Chan went to IR. As you can see what their prices are now. Hopefully you pulled them or bought them before the A-Chan injury. Travis Etienne Jr. at home, playing in a favored situation, expectation of 20 plus touches, all the goal, not all, but a lot of the goal line to go touches. Tank Bigsby has ceded some of those to Etienne Jr. as the weeks have gone along, and way more involved in the pass game than he ever has been in years past. Prices on his cards, not that many out there. Like, shocking. They're just, you see how many were out there for everybody else, and if you click on all of his cards, there's just not that many that people are selling. The international cards, though, they've dropped because they've played their 2 games. So, like, the utility on these I would not pay for anymore. If you wanted the rare card, fine, but like at the high tier, they're not all that available. It's much harder to get a good serialed Travis Etienne at this point in the season. AJ Brown, top projected wide receiver on the slate. Again, not shocking to see that Jalen Hurts, the #1 quarterback on the slate, pulls along AJ Brown with him. Little bit lower projection for Devontae Smith, but AJ Brown, super solid play. I would probably stack both of them with a Jalen Hurts if I had it. I do. I think I have a Jalen Hurts legendary. I have an AJ Brown legendary, and then I call up my Devontae Smith elite to play in that lineup because they are a lower total than they have had in previous games. But this is a situation where anytime Jalen Hurts has 30+ points, it's highly likely that 2 of his pass catchers are going to go off with him. And our final player on the slate, we'll make the card bigger like it's supposed to, right, is Brandon Ayuk. Purdy looking like the real deal. Deebo Samuel going off the random 1 in 5 week George Kittle blow up, the every week Christian McCaffrey touchdown. But the chemistry that Brandon Ayuk has with Brock Purdy it shows when you look at the tape that unlike his other route runners, his other pass catchers, he trusts that Ayuk's going to make the right read and he's going to be exactly where he puts the ball. So as Purdy delivers the pizza, Brandon Ayuk brings it to the door and takes it to the house very, very often. This is a week where he might be able to get there. His prices, not expensive. $22, $27 for the rare is the low ask, the low bid, $17.69. Nice, $16.50. $7 for his core card. You can build the highest projected possible lineup you can very cheaply at this point in the season. If you wanted to toe dip, obviously as you move up in tiers, those prices are going to go up. Let's go over to Lucky Trader and take a look at their lineup builder. I already have it loaded with the cards that I hold in my collection, 2022, 2023 cards. You connect your site to it. Go to smizzle.tv/LT, all lowercase letters. That will take you over here. We're going to build 2023 lineups for the elite contest tier, classic slate, classic build for this 100K tournament. And let's see how many we can build. Should we add a stacking rule? I've got pair the quarterback with at least 1 pass catcher from the same team. I didn't build out anything else. You can add other stacking rules if you want to build however many lineups you want. We're going to come over here. Let's build minimum projection of 3, generate lineups. And it's going to build all of these lineups. It created 28 lineups for me that I can now take over to DraftKings. I can save these lineups, then download them right here, 1 click. Go over to DraftKings, go to your My Contest page, I believe, and you can bulk upload these and it'll enter them for you. So way less clicking, way easier way to manage your collection and enter it into lineups every single week. I did this with PGA and I won like $1,000 last weekend. I did this with my 2022 lineups every single week because managing those full rosters is really hard. So go over to Lucky Trader and check out the great stuff they have today and use my link for a discount. Thank you guys for being here. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.